guys, it's Daisy, and today I'll be doing the my first times tag, and not that first time, but a bunch of questions about the first time doing different things. So the first question on my list is, what was your first tweet? My first tweet was, oh my god, I just fell out of bed because there was a loud noise. The British are coming. Not sure why I tweeted that. I just remember waking up to this really loud noise, and I think it was because somebody got shot across the street in my neighborhood. I did fall out of bed, and I thought the British were coming. Next question is, what was your very first YouTube video? And my very first YouTube video was a video of a vlog that I did with my friend Mandy, and we went to meet MacBarbie07, which is Bethany Mata here on YouTube, and it was just like a thing of our day and what we did, and we made it into a little vlog and we put it up. It is actually available for you guys to watch, and I'll link it below if you would like to check that out. But that was my first video on YouTube. My next question is, who is the first person you subscribed to on YouTube? The very first person I subscribed to on YouTube was JuicyStar07, which is Blair Fowler, and she does beauty and fashion videos and vlogs, and she has 2 channels, so I subscribed to those 2 channels. And then I shortly after subscribed to MacBarbie07, which is Bethany Mata, and then I would always watch YouTube videos, but I would never actually subscribe because I didn't know how, and I didn't have a YouTube channel because I wasn't allowed to have a YouTube channel. But we would just, like, me and my friends would search up Wasabi Productions and Fred and the Annoying Orange and Daily Grace and all those, like, really big old, like, kind of YouTubers, but people still watch them today because they make really fun videos. And I remember watching my very first video on YouTube, which was the video of, like, Wasabi Productions, and they were dancing to, like, The Best Friend. They were wearing a bra, and everybody was, like, infatuated with that video, and they would, like, really, everybody would laugh at it and show all their friends, and it was, like, this huge deal. My next question is, what was your very first Facebook profile picture? Wow. My first picture was Taylor Swift. It was back when Taylor Swift had, like, the really curly hair, and she would sing, like, that, like, when you think Tim McGraw, or some random song like that. Yeah, Tim McGraw by Taylor Swift. She was my very first picture. I think it was actually her CD cover, like her very first CD cover. That was the picture that I posted on Facebook and used as my profile picture for, like, weeks. My next question is, do you still talk to your first love? Well, I guess that all depends on what you mean by first love, because I have never really had a first love that I've really, like, I mean, I've had boyfriends and I've loved those boyfriends, but it wasn't really, like, serious to the point where, like, I'm gonna marry this person or anything like that. So I haven't had, like, really a first love, but by first crush or first, like, person that I dated, not really. I kind of don't talk to them anymore. So that kind of answers that question. What was your first alcoholic drink? So I'm 18. I'm not allowed to drink currently in Canada. I'm not allowed to drink in the US. I can drink in Britain, I think. I'm not quite sure where else. Cuba, maybe. But it was probably just a wine cooler, to be honest. Like those little 5% wine coolers or the 0.5% wine coolers. You know, I used to think I was so badass walking around drinking one of those. So that was probably my very first alcoholic drink. And the next question is number 7, and it was, what was your first job? And my very first job, besides babysitting, was Wendy's. Like the Wendy's with the red chick with the braids. And so Wendy's was my very first job. And after that, I hated French fries, even at McDonald's. What was your first car? I don't drive. I wish I drive, but I don't drive. My next question is, who was the first person to text you today? And the first person to text me today was Priscilla, and she is actually downstairs because she texts me every day. Really early in the morning, she texts me. Who's the first person you thought of this morning? The first person I thought of this morning was my best friend Mandy, because I was like, I wonder what Mandy's doing right now. And then my next question is, Who was your first grade teacher? My Who was my first grade teacher? I don't know. I don't know. Let's call my mom. I'm going to call my mom and we're going to find out who my first grade teacher is. Because we can. Because we're awesome like that. It's ringing. We're going to figure out who my first grade teacher was.
What?
Hi, Mom.
Hey.
So, I'm on camera right now, and I'm filming a video, and one of the questions is, who is my first grade teacher?
Oh my goodness. Who was your first grade teacher?
She probably doesn't know it either.
Oh God, let me think. Miss Man, I think her name was.
Miss Man? Okay.
Hi, everybody.
So, yeah, that was my first grade teacher. So, my next question is, number 12 is, where did you go on your first airplane ride? And my very first airplane ride was actually to where I live right now, which is Toronto. My next question is, who was your very first best friend and do you still talk to that person? Oh my gosh, let me see. I don't know. I think her name is Kirsten, but I'm not quite sure. And her mom was a hairdresser, and she would do my hair. And my mom and her mom were kind of friends, so we would hang out, and she really liked doing makeup. My next question is, where was your first sleepover? My first sleepover was probably when I was very young. I say probably when I was like 6 or 7. And I would like play with my little friends. We would have little slumber parties. But I think my first sleepover was actually at a slumber party or either brownie camp. And my next question is number 15, and it was, what was the first thing you did this morning? The very first thing I did this morning was turn on my computer. And then my next question is 16. What was your very first concert you went to? My very first concert I ever went to was the Jonas Brothers, which I was obsessed with when I was younger, and I think every girl in Canada and America was obsessed with the Jonas Brothers. My next question is... My phone just shut off. The next question was, what was the first broken bone you had? I've never broken anything in my life. 18 was, what was your first piercing? This is going to sound extremely weird, but I have my nose pierced, and it was the first piercing that I had ever gotten. Because I didn't want to get my ears pierced. I was scared to get my ears pierced. I was like really old before. I was 14 before I got my ears pierced, and I was terrified because I thought like they were going to pierce my ears and my ears were going to drop off. My next question is, what was the first foreign country you went to? I've never been outside of Canada, unfortunately, and I want to travel a lot more. My next question is number 20, and it was the first movie you remember seeing. The very first movie that I have ever remembered seeing, besides like not going into the theater, was Cinderella. 21 is, when was your first detention? This is gonna sound so weird, but I was in the 3rd grade when I first got like my very first detention that I actually knew of, and me and my friend, we decided it would be cool to draw naked stick people. Yes, naked stick people. So we would draw naked stick people, and we drew on the white garbage can that was outside of our school, and we actually got caught, which sucked, and we had to go to detention with all the older people, and that was my first detention. My next question is, who is your first roommate? I live with my parents, but I used to share my room with my sister when we were younger. Number 22 is, if you had one wish, what would it be? There are so many different things that I could wish for. I feel like I should say to marry Liam Payne because he's like my guy crush, but I'm not gonna say that because that's a loser wish. So if I had one wish, it would be to probably pay for college, because I don't have a college fund, unfortunately, and I would really love to go to college, but I'm gonna have to get a loan to do that. So if I had one wish, I would probably ask for college money and residence money so I can move out of my house. I'm only 18, but you know, living out on your own is kind of cool, especially if you're living in residence at college where you can meet a bunch of people. So either that or probably to marry Liam Payne because he saw it. Has anybody ever seen those pictures? I mean, they just came out where he's surfing in Australia, and when he's got no boxers on and he's in the sweatpants. I've seen them. I like those pictures. So number 24 is, what was the first sport you were involved in? Growing up, I did cheerleading, dance. I really liked all that stuff. I like dance, music, all that. But the very first sport that I was involved in, and I was actually on a team, was volleyball. And we would always be like, oh yeah, we're gonna win today, but we never won ever because we sucked. 25 is, what was the first thing you do when you get home? Well, when I get home from school or any other place, the first thing I do is take off my jacket or my coat or whatever, take off my shoes, I'll relax, and I will most definitely always go to the fridge to get a drink all day. Number 26 is, who was your first kiss, or what was your first kiss? Or when was your first kiss? Ooh, okay. I can answer all of those. My very first kiss was when I was in the 5th grade with a guy whose name is Brandon, and it was behind a police station, and we were kind of we were youngins, so we were like, he was like, I think you should kiss me, and I was like, oh, should I? That's cool. The next question is, who was your very first celebrity crush? My very first celebrity crush. My legit very first crush growing up was probably Jesse McCartney because he was hot and he had blonde hair and I thought I was going to marry him. The last question was, who was your first boyfriend? Or when was your first boyfriend? My very first boyfriend, I wasn't supposed to date till I was 15, but I dated when I was 14, and it was a guy, which I will not name because he might end up seeing this video, boyfriend, and he actually ended up cheating on me, which was very sad, but you could see how much I cared because I didn't cry when it happened. He was like, oh yeah, I cheated on you, and I'm like, oh well, you know, we're over. I'm not gonna do this anymore. Like, and he never showed up for school for 2 weeks after we broke up, and I thought it was because he was scared of me. But he wasn't scared of me. He actually just had hives from eating shellfish. Much for watching the first times tag, and I'm not sure why it's called the first times tags because it was like my first doing this thing tag. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe, like, comment. If you have any requests for tutorials, please let me know because I'm always looking for new video ideas. You know, my hair, my makeup, anything. More vlogs will be coming up soon. So subscribe to my channel, like this video, leave a video response, let me know what you think, and I will see you soon in my next video. So thanks for watching. Love you. Bye. Fuck. What was that? There are so many things, different things. Can you shut up? It is really hard to shoot a video when they're making so much noise.